just a quick note from my side. The content is pretty fast-paced and pretty packed. So if you will feel like you would like to revise it later on, feel free to reach out to Marija or myself. We will be ready to share the presentation with you. So let's kick it off. And before we dive deep into the challenges, just a quick word on why we have specifically chosen Braze as the customer engagement platform that we use to showcase how to overcome the challenges we will be talking about. So from the market situation and also from my 20 years of experience with the customer engagement and marketing automation platforms, Braze is definitely the leading one currently on the market. And I'm pretty sure that's just the beginning. Braze has very specific features that other platforms are lacking. And as you can see here from some logos that we are showing, Braze has quite a solid footprint in the hospitality industry. And I have to say that alongside with some other industries, Braze really shines bright with the hospitality industry use cases. Braze is a truly cross-channel customer engagement platform. And it's not the case with every platform out there, because Braze is not leaning towards one channel, but actually bringing together seamlessly multiple channels, and they are complementing each other, and they are not conflicting, and they are, I would say, equally easy to set up. The next extremely strong side of Braze is the data streaming, especially real-time data streaming. You can hardly find any data source from what you already have in your stack that cannot be connected to Braze, even with the zero copy and real-time functionality. If you will find any, I'm pretty sure this can be solved by the by the integrations built by Braze technology partners. And obviously, all of this is polished with the analytics and reporting, which is very important. So that's it. That are the reasons why we're specifically relying on Braze for the use cases that are ahead of us. Also, please feel free to ask your questions or any comments in the comment section on the LinkedIn. I will start with introducing the challenges that hospitality companies are facing, and Marija will help me to show on practical examples how to solve them. First one, and I truly believe that's the foundation of everything, is fragmented guest data in silos. And because we spent at the beginning some time fixing technical issues, I won't be giving you the theory, but just one example, a personal anecdote. What happened to me recently? We booked the trip and then we had to cancel it. And then on the day when we were supposed to check out from the hotel, I have received an email thanking me for the stay and offering me the survey. Not offering me to reschedule my trip, but actually thanking me for the trip as if it happened. What do we see from this example? A complete disconnect between the booking system and the marketing automation platform. And I'm not even touching on what the hotel knows, that I was already browsing new dates for my stay. So website activity, mobile app, booking system, advertising, social media, nothing is actually connected to my customer profile. Let's see, Marija, please help us to understand. Can Braze help customers solve this?
Yes. So when we talk about fragmented guest data, the key shift that happens within Braze is that Braze actually doesn't try to replace your booking engine or your booking systems. It becomes, rather than that, it becomes the orchestration layer that connects everything together. So what would this practically mean is that you can have in Braze centralized data under unified guest user profiles, so you don't end up in situations like you, Daria, did. You can stream real-time behavioral events, so you can collect website data, booking activity, app usage, anything that is important for you to capture that your users and guests are doing. You can connect your booking systems via API, so there are also native integrations available within Braze. You can pass all of the data. You can even have structure of your rooms, of your packages, different services that you're offering on site in a feature that is called catalog. So you can later we'll see personalize the messages themselves. So here, what we achieved, instead of marketing teams working with static lists, they will work with live behavior. The biggest difference is the real-time responsiveness here. So when we talk about real use cases from the hospitality industry, let's imagine that a guest browses your website. They look for a sea view suite and for some spa packages. On your website, they browse both of these things, but that information doesn't actually come into the CRM because they didn't make a booking. With Braze, you can capture this data and import it within Braze as your CRM platform. So what this means that you can even immediately trigger a journey. So you can send a message, hey Daria, are you still looking for that CView suite? This means that you can dynamically pull the exact room from that catalog that I mentioned. So you can show the room that the user was looking. You can even add a spa upsell offer because you saw and captured their behavior as well. You can even add an urgency messaging if the availability is low, for example. And this means that you're not now sending some generic campaign or something that is not relevant to the guest. You're reacting to the guest in the real time. So this is the difference between siloed systems and the real orchestration that Braze offers.
Thanks a lot, Marija. And you actually already touched based on this. So when we have the data model solved and when you are reading customer behavior and actual events and you're reading it in real time, companies can move beyond what we call the basic personalization. And I think it's the pain of various industries, not just hospitality, but you can really feel it when it's about your upcoming trip, right? Personalization feels very surfaced and pretty much very cosmetic. It uses your first name, last name. Sometimes we do get emails reference to our past trip, but it's not blended with the behavior, with the real-time behavior, with the search, as Marija mentioned. And again, I have another personal anecdote here, showcasing how sometimes customer engagement platform is not fitting into specific use cases that hospitality industry faces. For example, I was booking several times my vacation with the one bigger hotel chain, and at some point I've done that in the name of my parents. And what happened at the end of the day, they have completely switched the whole profile and the whole loyalty from myself in the name of my mom. And I started getting messages referencing her first name rather than mine. And basically, the whole this surfaced personalization was switched. Marija, how can we overcome this? How can Braze help us potentially?
How Braze can help with this is give more depth to the personalization. As you already mentioned, that is the most commonly seen use case, that hotels usually personalize their messaging based on simple attributes about the users. Within Braze, because you can collect different behaviors, different data about the users from different sites and sources, that means that you can add 2 additional layers on top of this basic personalization layer. So you can add behavioral personalization. For example, what is the type of room that the user browsed, how often they stayed, if they were a previous guest, what do you know about them, what was their behavior on the property that where they were staying. And on top of that, you can add contextual and, even more important, real-time personalization. So you can add personalization into the messaging depending on how many days the users are before their arrival, whether they abandoned their booking previously, whether the price dropped for some service that they were interested in. So with this, Braze allows you to wrap up all of these personalization elements, and you can use dynamic content blocks. You can use liquid logic to adapt the content directly into the messaging in the moment of sending per user. So rather than targeting just segments of users, you can target specific guests. So instead of sending a generic message, hey there, update your stay. You can use all of this data that you already know about your user and send something more appealing and more personalized, like hey there, Daria, last time in Barcelona you booked a junior suite and visited our rooftop bar, so this time enjoy a complimentary drink if you upgrade again. So what this message uses is not just simple personalization, it uses past data, on property behavior that you had, and the context of the upcoming booking. So this is recognition rather than just personalization, and I believe, and I've seen that is what actually builds loyalty in hospitality.
Thanks a lot, Maria. And I have to say that your examples were also very much personalized because I'm heading to Barcelona soon. Thanks a lot for this. Now, this topic is where I quite often see the pain points, and mostly coming from the leadership team. This is all shine and bright, and that's what I actually hear often. But a lot of leadership in the company, they got used to the fact that they can hardly trace any efficiency of the CRM, right? And they got used sort of that KPIs that are being tracked are mostly vanity metrics, which they can hardly connect to the revenue, and based on them, they cannot really drive the decisions. So this question raises actually quite often, how do we prove the ROI? And in a situation when it's becoming difficult, CRM is naturally seen as a cost center and never a revenue driver, which I believe is completely wrong. And I wonder whether you can explain to us, is it any different with Braze, and are the platforms finally shifting to actually tracing the revenue?
This is a great point, and yes, indeed, they are shifting. So this is exactly where Braze becomes very powerful for leadership conversations. What Braze allows you is to tie the communication and the CRM efforts that the marketing team is doing directly to the revenue and prove that. So in Braze, you can pass not only the behavior that I already mentioned previously, but you can also import transactional data. So for every booking, you can include the revenue amount, price per property, the spends, and things like that are tied to calculating the lifetime value. So within Braze, this allows you to track, let's say, journey level conversions. You can have even conversions per and monetary value per segment, per campaign. So you can clearly know how much money is each campaign and each journey making for you. You can even measure revenue per guest. And there is something very specific here within Braze that is called control groups. So control groups are especially important because you deliberately hold back a percentage of users, of guests, from receiving any communication. This allows you to actually measure the incremental uplift, not just the correlation. The control group, of course, won't receive any communication. So against the users who will receive communication, you can measure how both groups are behaving. If we take, let's say, a pre-arrival upsell journey, 7 days before the guest checks in, you can send an upgrade offer. Let's say the user who viewed the Sea-View suite, now we want to send them the upgrade offer for booking a spa package. What Braze can do once you send this upgrade offer, it can help you measure what is the upgrade conversion rate. You can even calculate the additional revenue per stay, and you can have a clear overview of what is the revenue difference between the exposed group against the control group. So now when the leadership asks, is CRM driving revenue, you don't just answer with open rates and click rates on the emails and the other messaging. You can answer with real money and with incremental revenue per guest. So this is what will make the shift, as you mentioned, from seeing CRM as cost center instead of cost center to be seen as a revenue engine.
Thank you, Marija. And I think if there are any people from CRM teams are listening to us right now, it's the time when you should ask about the renaming the team into Growth Engine team or something similar, right? Thank you. Let's move on to the next topic, and that's where we are sort of coming back again to the personalization, but with a different shift. And one might ask, it's pretty easy to make an effort and to personalize the experience for a smaller hotel group or the one that is operating in the same region and for one or two objects. But how to make sure that we are not losing this touch and that we are not starting from the beginning all over again if you are getting where you're obviously dreaming when your business is scaling, when it's 20 plus properties, when it's 50 markets, when it's equal amount of languages, and obviously different narratives and various use cases. So it's a various purpose of travel as well. In this case, what we see quite a lot, and also we see this with the legacy marketing automation platforms, marketing operation is becoming an issue quite often. There is often no alignment between central teams and the local teams, and central team just silently loses control, but local team is not really fully empowered to run the operations. And this has the close connection, honestly, to the setup and to the architecture of the platform. And in the moment when the business is scaling, how to make sure that we are not taking the step back. Marija, is it something that you can also elaborate on?
Yes, and you're right. Scaling personalization across multiple properties and across multiple markets can be, and it is actually really complex. So Braze helps you scale intelligently, but at the same time without losing the warmth. Practically, this would mean that you can use within Braze different feature to build dynamic messaging. So you can use dynamic content blocks for property-specific messaging. You can use some multi-language personalization inside the same journey. So you can again dynamically change the content at the moment of sending, depending on the user's attributes and what they're eligible for. You can have even dynamic property level segmentation in the same journey. You can include also frequency caps to prevent over messaging. And I would here mention the AI-powered optimization features from Braze. So the AI-powered suite from Braze is a specific topic by itself, but you can have, for example, here send time optimization by the channel that the user is most likely to engage with. So this would mean that instead of ending up building 20 separate campaigns or 20 separate journeys for all of the 20 different properties, you can build one modular journey or campaign that will adapt dynamically per every guest. So let's take an example where the guest books a ski resort. The system can here adapt the messaging to the seasonality, adapt the messaging to the property. You can even pull live weather information via connected content, so you can offer the guests some information of what their expectations can be regarding to the weather, and based on that, you can offer them some on-site activities if the weather is not collaborating. You can trigger messaging during their stay to offer different services, and you can adjust the messaging frequency automatically. If we see this example from a guest perspective, it feels really thoughtful and really timely, what matters the most. But operationally, this is fully automated and, what is more important, scalable. This is how you can maintain the human tone, even if you're operating on an enterprise level.
Thanks a lot. And I have to say, I really enjoyed your example with pulling the weather information through the connected content. And our head office in Croatia, we are based in Croatia, and whether we want it or not, we are always in touch with the hospitality industry and with tourists to some extent. And I haven't seen angry tourists, angry guests who were complaining about the weather. So I bet that in case of such use case where they would be informed upfront and offer the options that would solve the situation. Thanks again. Now we are back again to a bit of a boring topic connected to marketing operations rather than customer journeys. And this is what I see quite often. The implementation is done, the new system is running, but the inspiration fades off with time, and that's what we call low CRM adoption. And basically, CRM team, which mostly consists of modest amount of people in hospitality industry, it's very often it's just 1 to 3 per people. They are being drawn into the manual tasks, and they have this heavy reliance on the agency collaboration. Now, this might seem to you counterproductive because we are the consulting company, but we strongly believe that our goal is to make our client independent and not get stuck in the relationship forever. But unfortunately, that's the reality, and that's what we see quite often. One of the reasons is that marketing team has this pushback and a little bit of afraid of data and technical topics. Now, from my experience, Braze can really support companies to overcome this. Braze really empowers marketing team, CRM team to take the project in their hands. Braze really very efficiently eliminates this fear of data and technical topics, and it really brings the needed data in the hands of the CRM team, making them more independent. And obviously, as we mentioned, the reliance on daily support from the external partner is lowering. And this is where, from my side, this is a very strong side of Braze. Now, we share this advice quite often in various contexts, and we will repeat it once again. After all, it's been there, build that series, right? Start small and scale. In this case, to make sure that the CRM adoption will be successful, we would recommend to start with maximum 5 high impact journeys. And it's very often it's abandoned booking, it's win back, and it's pre-arrival upsell. Focus on them, perfect them, use them as a pilot use case, learn on them, and then gradually expand, make those journeys more complex, but also start building new ones. Also, always think about the Lego. And why the Lego? That's also very common advice that we are given. Always build modular journeys and try to build modular content. Always think about the reusability. Don't start everything from scratch. Have several reusable components that you will rely on most often. And make sure that the team is train the team in phases, support certification, support knowledge sharing. And with all of that, we've seen a very positive results. And honestly, Braze so far is a unique experience in my practice where I would say the adoption of the system is the highest. Marija, do you have anything to add here? Sorry, I've taken this completely on me.
Nothing to add. If I can wrap up everything together, I would say that this is how Braze allows hospitality brands to move completely from those boring, let's say, batch campaigns to real-time guest orchestration, and to prove what is more important, the revenue impact of that shift that's happening.
Thanks a lot. And with that, I would say that we are done. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you feel shy, don't do that, but you can always send questions directly to me or Marija. Again, I will repeat this. You can request the presentation, and we will also drop the link in the comment where you can book a quick call with myself or Marija. If this inspired you and you would like to discuss your situation, we are at your disposal. Once again, apologies for the hectic start. Obviously, there are some technical difficulties with LinkedIn today, but we hope to see you on our next sessions.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.